Hi guys, good morning. My name is Ariante, and if you're watching this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Um, Today I wanted to talk about death, and that is a very gloomy and deep subject, but I don't got nobody else to talk to. I just got off of work because I worked all night, and nobody's up. None of my friends are loving me right now, so I want to talk to you guys about death. And there's a stigma around death that it's this horrible and bad thing. And I guess I wanted to talk about death because death comes to all. And I don't just mean dying at the end of life. Like when we think of death, we think of just dying at the end of life, and we see it very linearly. We see it as the ultimate end. And really, through our life, there are so many series of deaths that we experience, whether it's other people, whether it's not even people dying. There are pieces of us dying as new pieces are growing all along the way. So when our soul takes the journey for the final death, that is just the last death in a whole series of deaths that you have endured through your whole life. And so I wanted to bring this to perspective because death is not a bad thing, and it's not the final end to it all. It's only the start to new beginnings. And so I thought this was the perfect thing to talk about today because it is raining. If you cannot tell that this is not the lighting of the rest of my videos because the sun is not shining today. So let the rain nourish our souls, and hopefully this word will. But I had seen a lot of black crows, and I posted it on my page, and one of the girls on my Facebook, she commented and said, I always thought that meant death because I put wisdom and intuition. And the truth is that crows do mean both. They mean death and they mean wisdom and intuition, because death can be anything. Death could be a piece of you that's dying. It could be a relationship around you that's dying. It could be a connection that's dying. It can be an attachment that's dying, an addiction that's dying. It could be anything that's dying. It could be things that don't serve you that are dying. And so when I seen the black crows, it just reminded me, like, yes, death is coming to all, but it takes intuition and wisdom to know where death is coming at in your life. And not to say that death is coming to your life, but as we grow and we learn and we become the better parts of ourselves, death is a very big part of our life to embrace, and it probably is coming to you because that lazy feeling that you engage in every day needs to die. The bad habits that you have need to die. Those codependent relationships need to die. Those addictions and attachments to things that don't serve you need to die. Everything that you have to let go to become who you are needs to die. And the truth of the matter is that to become who you truly are, your naked self, your soul, to become your real, true, deep inside self of who you are, everything that you think you are has to die. And so I wanted to make a video to death because I think that death is beautiful and I think it's okay. And so I wanted to tell you guys a story because I'm just getting off of work and I am a hospice nurse, so I'm dealing with death all the time. And I want to sip my coffee. But I had a call from a lady last night, and I'm not going to say all the details because that's illegal, but what I will say is she called me and she says, I need somebody here because the patient has been feeling like this since this time, and there's nothing you guys are doing about it. And so I'm going through the notes and I'm looking at all the patient's symptoms from all of our last visits and all of our notes that the nurses are documenting in these last days of seeing the patient. And I said, well, I didn't say it just like this because I am very careful with how I talk in such fragile moments, but I'm going to say it slightly more aggressive to you guys. But I told her, I said, I'm looking here and I'm looking at all these notes, and I do understand that your mother is dying, so that I don't want to take that away from you. And I told her, I said, the things that you are complaining about that don't feel comfortable or that hurt truly are the signs and symptoms that she's going to die. And she's not going to die next week. She's not going to die 2 weeks from now or in the future. She's going to die probably today. She's going to die today, or she's going to die within the next couple of days. And I'm sorry, because I get the impression that no one has had that conversation with you. No one has told you that this is very close and this is coming. But I see some of the medications that you're using. I see some of the symptoms that you're seeing. And so knowing these things, I can say you might have only hours. And so we can try and treat these symptoms and worry about the little intimate details of it, or the best thing for you to do might be to enjoy this experience right now, because after she's gone, which is inevitable and is coming, this is going to be how you remember this. This is going to be how you remember this whole situation going. This is the story, because this is your last couple days. And so I told her, I said, hearing is always the last to go. When people die, hearing is always the last to go. So say what you need to say to her. Hold her hand, love her, and talk to her and enjoy her, because the symptoms that you are worrying about is not hurting her, is not making her uncomfortable, but you're obsessing over them because you don't want to let something go. And we all know that she is dying, and I'm so sorry that your mom is dying, and I can't fill those spaces or those voids inside of you. I can't make this hurt any less. I can only rip the band-aid off here and now so that you understand that she's going either way, and you got to get it together. Like, I didn't say that, that wasn't my words, but you got to get it together or you're going to miss this experience in this moment. And so I guess the reason I wanted to make this video is because death is coming to all. Death is coming to our relationships. Death is coming to our older self. Death is coming to everything that we know in life. There's nothing to be attached to, because nothing gold can stay. Nothing is forever. And so in those last moments that you're fighting, trying to hold on to things that don't serve you, remember to write about it. Remember to write about those things. Remember to experience till its fullest extent. If you're lazy and you're sleeping all the time and you feel nasty and disgusting, feel the full of the extent of that experience. If your mom is dying and it's painful that you have to let her go, feel the full extent of that experience. I had another lady call me and she said, I just need somebody to talk to. I'm telling you, this was the best night of work ever. She said, I just need somebody to talk to. And I said, wow, well, what's going on? And she said, well, my mom died. My mom, how long ago did she say? My mom died in July. She said, my mom died in July, and I sold her house today. And so we just started talking because our counselors aren't working now, it's overnight, and we just started talking about that feeling of having to sell your mom's house after she dies, because I know that is probably such a painful experience to let go of those pieces of her, you know? And just even after her being gone, just that experience of still experiencing real deaths and deaths of ideals or deaths or attachments to things that were hers. And so I don't know, it's raining, and I just wanted to tell you guys that the rain is real and it's coming. Like, rain is the death to the sunshine. The nighttime is the death to the sunshine, and we have to enjoy and love and live in these shadows. There is love in the dark, and we need to feel it. And Jessie Reyes is my favorite singer, so Love in the Dark is my favorite song. But I hope somebody is listening to me, because this is going to help you through some of the hardest times of your life, because we don't want to rip the band-aid off and embrace what's here and now. And the truth is that the man or woman you're loving, you're not going to love them forever. They might hurt you, and there's no amount of preparation that you can give or make for yourself to prepare for the hurt. Instead, you're going to ruin the experience of true vulnerability of loving that person because you're scared of the death of that love. We have to embrace death because it's here and now. There are the three gods in Hinduism, and the last one is Shiva, and I love the goddess Shiva. And Shiva is the god of death and destruction. And everyone views that god as evil. And I'm just only speaking of just the story of it, not gods. Like, I'm not saying I worship any other god or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But Shiva is the god of death and destruction. And so they have a god for birth and renewal. They have a god for like that middle space of carrying and living in that space in between. And then they have the god of death and destruction. But Shiva is not a feared and wrathful god like the devil or something like one might imagine, because the truth is that Shiva comes to kill everything, to make space for the god of rebirth to make new. And so in that right, I just hope that we can learn to see death as something beautiful, because when death comes, it's coming. And you can resist it all you want, but you'll just miss the experience that's going to grow you into something beautiful when the sun comes back out, or when you start to get those new blessings, or that new life starts to show itself. And so I just hope that you embrace death, because your new life is coming. But, excuse me, first death comes. And so if you're watching this video, I hope that you like and subscribe to my channel. I hope that you'll consider the things of your life that are ending and that need to die, and not necessarily people, but the pieces of you. And use your wisdom and intuition to understand what doesn't serve you, because you have to be able to kill those things off and let them go and let them die and release them and embrace all the new things coming. So if you're watching this video, I love you and thank you for listening to me. I hope you have a great day.